breaking down my grader notes from my last two CGC invoices. Up next on Dave in the Cave. What's up, boys and girls? Your boy Dave in the Cave, back once again with a new video, a little something different. So I was sitting here thinking, after the last unboxing on the 3 Men and a Beastman channel, where I unveiled a 5-book Amazing Spider-Man CGC invoice, I figured, you know what, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. Let's definitely talk a little bit about, the notes, why, the grade was the grade. Is there anything that's in these particular types of notes that maybe, warrant a pop, a press and clean, and, maybe a resubmit, or, is the grade the grade? So I feel like, again, this warrants a video. So what I'm going to do is, we'll look at each book, pretty in depth, I would say. Certainly I'll show it to you guys, and I'll actually take you through, the CGC notes, pretty much word for word. So I'll actually throw them up on the screen as well. So, you guys can kind of compare and contrast, or whatever the case may be. Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think a particular book is worth a press, a clean, and a resubmit, would definitely love to engage with you. I will preface this and say that all of these books that you've seen have been pressed, they have been cleaned, and might be worth it. Maybe I got a grader on a bad day, who knows. But it's 6 books total, guys. So it's pretty much Amazing Spider-Man 18 through Amazing Spider-Man 129. I mean, your first appearance of the Punisher. So you guys saw me unveil that book here on the channel. So let's jump into it, guys. So we'll start at the earliest book that I have. So it is actually Amazing Spider-Man 18. So you saw this book unveiled on the 3 Men and a Beastman live show last. So really looking at this book, I mean, again, I think it presents pretty well for 3. I mean, you can definitely see, that there is some tanning and some foxing that's going on all around the corner. Certainly the top up here is, a little worse for wear, I would say. Certainly even on the back, you can certainly see the tanning and the various different things that are going on with it. Certainly the bottom corner there. So let's definitely take a look at the notes. So again, I'll throw them up on the screen as I read them to you. So grader notes. So it's light creasing to cover, moderate cover tanning, moderate wear on the spine. There's actually a small split on the bottom of the spine. Yes, there is. There's actually a staple detached on the bottom back cover. I'm not too sure about that, but bottom back cover, I mean, you can see the staple right there. I don't necessarily know if it's detached or not. And then it says staple detached top front cover. So I can't see the staple, but top front cover. Sorry for the glare there. I don't know, that seems to be pretty concrete grading notes. Not a lot there that you can really play around with. I mean, I think the grade is the grade on this one. I think 3.0 is probably the best I'm going to get on this particular book. So I mean, in my opinion, I would probably keep this one where it is, not necessarily warranting a pop, a press, and a resubmit. So let's move on to the next one, guys. So the next one would actually be Amazing Spider-Man number 30, your first appearance of the cat burglar. So this came in at a 4.5 looks actually pretty good. You know, just looking at the cover, nothing, you know, super major. I mean, you can see certainly the dings, you know, up here, certainly have a little chipping towards the top. You know, certainly some spine issues, you know, down here. Looks like there's some actual tanning, you know, along the spine as well. Back, you know, definitely can see the tanning. Certainly the bottom corner there, right here, certainly has you know, a pretty big chunk out of it. I actually didn't notice that previous. Actually on the back as well. So certainly right here. So, I mean, for a 4 or 5 to have, you know, such a big chunk out of the back, that's pretty good. But let's read the notes. So greater notes. So light pieces out to cover, moderate cover tanning, moderate spine stress lines to cover, stapled detached bottom back cover. So another one of those. Yeah, you can definitely see it there. Actually, I don't know if I could pick it up. Staple is actually right there. So I'm not necessarily sure if that's detached or not. I'm sure it is. And then it says staple detached top back cover. So it's actually detached on the bottom and the top on the back cover. So let's see if you guys can see it. So it would be right there. So maybe, possibly, who knows? But hey, 4 or 5. Again, I think this is a, you know, a hold. Definitely not going to pop, press, and resubmit. I just don't think it's necessarily worth it to, you know, again, and really invest. I mean, we're talking probably another $40 without the shipping. So, you know, probably not the most cost-effective solution at the end of the day. So next one, guys, Amazing Spider-Man number 31, your first appearance of Gwen Stacy. Very, very happy that I have this book once again. Like I had mentioned on the video, you know, on the 3 Men in a Basement channel. I actually dropped the link below as well if you want to go check that out. Certainly sub, you know, my brother's over on 3 Men in a Basement as well. I do have a copy of this book already. It's actually a restored copy in a 3.5. So maybe I send it back, have them take the restoration off of it. Again, I don't remember you know, what that restoration actually was on that book. So, you know, again, little detective work for me to go do. But so 4.0, again, does look pretty good. The reds certainly do pop. There are some things up at the top. Certainly you can see it right here. You have a little chip right here at the top. Certainly some tanning going on the cover. You have a big chunk out right here. Some chipping down at the bottom. Back certainly has the tanning, you know, that we talked about on the previous books. So let's get into the notes. So this one says light cover tanning. So definitely can see that there. Light creasing to cover. Yeah, a little bit. We have light pieces out to cover. Yep, I mean I think that's what they're talking about right there. Light spine stress lines to cover, light tears to cover, and very light staining to cover. So seems like all the damage is on the cover. Oh yes, I forgot there's this big there's, I don't want to say it's big, but right from the top of the N all the way up, I think that's a tear. Unfortunate, but you know, again, 4.0, first Gwen Stacy. You know, we're talking, you know, a book from 1965. I mean, geez, you know, I think this one also probably as good as it's gonna get. Very happy to you know, ultimately add it into the collection. So all right, guys, next up, so we got three books through, 3 books left. Amazing Spider-Man number 40. So this is the origin story of the Green Goblin. So really looking at the book, again, came in at a 3.5. You know, again, good starter book. You know, we'll definitely look to eventually upgrade over the course of time. So let's take a look. So we have, again, pretty big chunk out of the corner there. Certainly a little bit of chipping, all along the top. Spine looks pretty decent, I would say. Certainly some color breaking ticks in there. Again, some cover tanning down towards the bottom here. But otherwise, colors wise, cover looks really good. So let's look at the back. Definitely that tanning that you're seeing from some of the previous books. Doesn't look to be any major tears really anywhere, which is nice. So let's see. So it says, just giving this the once over again. All right, so let's look at the notes. Heavy pieces out to cover, light creasing to cover, moderate cover tanning. So not a lot to go on there. I'm not necessarily too sure what to do here. Certainly would love to hear your guys and your gals' thoughts. All right, never mind. I can actually see where they're talking about the heavy pieces out to cover. So if you look along the spine, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't really make it out there, but yeah, that's probably what they're talking about. Maybe you can see it better like this. There it is. So all along the spine there. So I guess the good thing here, no detached staples, which is nice. Again, a good starter grade, 3.5. I'm happy with it, and we'll ultimately see where it goes. So this is actually the last book on the second invoice that you saw. So it's actually Amazing Spider-Man number 46. This was actually your first appearance, or excuse me, the origin and first appearance of the Shocker. And then Peter Parker also moves into an apartment with Harry Osborn. So 5.5, pretty high grade, or I should say pretty mid-grade, but again, I think it's high grade for when you're comparing to some of the books that I have in my collection. So cover looks great, nothing too major that you can see. Certainly the the missing corners here on the cover, certainly of the color breaking dog ear up here. Otherwise, again, nothing really major. There's certainly some stuff along the spine. There's a color breaking tick right there. Back certainly has the tanning from some of the previous books that we've seen. But let's get into the notes. So light creasing to cover, light pieces out to cover, which you saw. So certainly 1 and 2. Light spine stress lines to cover, moderate cover tanning. So definitely, again, certainly quantifies, a 5.5. I think the cover really presents very well. I was very surprised at how, high of a grade this came back. I honestly thought it was going to come back, right around the maybe 3.5 to 4.5 range. So, good stuff there. And then probably the biggest book, or I should say one of the biggest books in my collection, probably the highest grade in a first appearance, aside from my first Electro. I think I have that, I believe it's either a 5 or a 5.5. But Amazing Spider-Man 129, your first appearance of the Punisher. Iconic cover in a 6.0. Really very happy with how this presents. Bright yellows, bright reds. Again, I think it presents very well. No major pieces missing in the book. There's a little bit of chipping towards the top, but again, nothing that is really going to significantly take this book down. It's a little bit of chipping down at the bottom now that I look at it. And then let's take a look at the back. Back is very bright colors, white. Very happy where this came in. So let's jump into the notes, guys. So light foxing to cover, moderate creasing to cover, moderate spine stress lines to cover, and moderate staining to cover. So I don't see. Yeah, I could see. I could see the staining. No, I mean I think it looks pretty good. The staining is actually right here, so it's right in this particular region right there. Yeah, there you can see it. Again, the works was done on this book, press, clean, dry clean, the whole kit and caboodle. So I mean, again, I'm happy with the 6. Again, I upgraded. I had a 3.5 previous, so again, really happy where these came in. So guys, that is the books. Please let me know your comments. Let me know what you thought. Definitely like, comment, sub up to the channel if you're new. I am on the road to 300 submissions, so definitely once we get there, we'll do a pretty sweet giveaway. And then of course, who to support, guys, who to support. Of course, my brothers over on 3 Men and a Beastman, my PD crew, Pressable Defects, Matt Forge, Comic Forge, the Butcher, all those guys, Very Gary, the NY Warriors, Erod 212, Joker M21 and Gomez and their East Meets West show. So many great content creators here on YouTube. Definitely a lot of great content to go around. But hey guys, thanks once again for viewing. This is your boy Diva in the Cave, officially signing out. Peace.